Hello YouTube, this is Hunter Surge here with day 7, is this, of Firestorm reveals? Holy shit. Today we have Frost stuff to talk about. We will talk about collection stuff later, but we don't have to talk about that at the start anymore because we're no longer dealing with cards from the Star decks being revealed. So we're just getting the, we are now just getting the collection numbers as it gets initially revealed. So let's go into the new cards. We have Frost stuff today. So let's start off with the first good Frost Nexus card. So Narpoon, Champion of Khione. This is number 34. So this is actually taking up some of the water slots in Frost support. LMAO. Eat shit, water duelists. It's Frost time, baby. But water is also a deck. They had what? 9 slots. They had 9 slots here, so they actually only have 7 slots. 3 of those are going to be eaten by Galaxy, and by chance we already know. So there's 1 slot left over. It will be like a singleton, non-ascending thing. Probably the plucky Nexus form we saw in the Constellations thing. That's probably Harpy from one of the Star decks. I don't remember which Star deck it was in, but that's probably what that is. It's probably going to be Harpy. But Narpoon, Champion of Khione, is a 4/2. Sad, we are now cryoblastable, but it's fine. Because you can Nexus a Water Spirit or a Frost Spirit, and when this Narpoon receives 1 or more Frost, you can Special Ascend it to Waylance from your hand or deck. So, as a reminder, let's pull up Mr. Waylance in cards. So, for those who might not remember, original Waylance is this little guy. This is an 8/4 Water Frost that when it destroys an Elestral in battle, you can search that player's deck for any number of cards with the same name as that Elestral and send them to the Underworld. So you can deprive your opponent of all their Astrabbits, all their Nobbies, stuff like that. And it also hits like all the titled cards. So like you hit it against more Frost and you go, mill your whole deck, please. Very, very funny card. Like this card a lot. It's pretty cool. And now we can just turbo right into it. This was the card that Dimax used back in October in the Morlith Rise from the Ashes deck he made top 8 with. That was really cool. And now you can just get into Waylance really easy. But of course, since we're getting a Champion Narpoon, we are naturally getting a Champion Waylance as well. So what does that do? That is Waylance, Champion of Khione. This is a 7/5 Water Frost. It deals piercing damage. And when this Waylance declares an attack, you can Nexus up to 4 Frost from any number of cards on your field to it. So we're never using that Nexus effect. That Nexus effect is not real. If you're using this card, you're just not Nexusing with it, and you're going, okay, this has 3 spirits on it because I Nexused 2 Narpoon, and then I Ascended. So I had to add another one. So there's 3 spirits on it, and it deals piercing damage. And that can potentially be good enough. But my suspicion is that if you are doing the Champion Narpoon stuff, you are just going to go into old Waylance. The stat line being a bit different is cool. This stat line means that it crashes into Galaxy instead of dying to it. However, being only 7 attack means that any 5 with a Zeus or Demeter applied will beat over Waylance instead of having to crash into it and take a damage. So not super ideal there. I think old Waylance is way better, but new Narpoon is really, really good for just accelerating right into it. Like Frost Nexus has had a problem where like there's no like cards that reward you for doing Nexus stuff in Frost. Like there aren't any good payoffs for that. We have like Frigicub, which is like not really anything. We have Broomalinx, which is way too passive, way too defensively sad to do anything. And those were our Nexus payoffs in Frost up till now. So when I say Narpoon is the first good Frost Nexus card, I'm being very serious. This is the first time they have printed a card that goes, okay, this feels like a decent justification for me to be in on a Frost Nexus strategy. So I like that card quite a bit. A bit less hot on Rayland's Champion of Khione, but we can't all be winners. Then we have Brumelink's Champion of Khione. This is number 59. So let's go check that out real quick. That is after the Urskoat Champion of Khione. Yeah. We'll check out the others later. Okay. So Brumelink's Champion of Khione is a 4/2. And when you cast it, you get to search your deck for Mountains of Boreas or Blizzard and add to your hand. That's pretty solid. Stat line is a lot better than you get on a lot of one-cost guys in Frost. So, like, we're really filling out, like, a better repertoire of Frost guys now. And this is a pretty good search effect. Blizzard just lets you remove back row, clear them out of the way for your big plays, which is very, very nice. And having mountains as an alternative thing means that this Brumelink's is like Jolten. It can basically always be a 5. Which is very, very nice. Can potentially make Frigicub more of a real card as well. Because Frigicub, if Mountains is up, is really easily able to get itself up to like 6 attack. So if you're doing like, you can potentially start doing like stadium stuff in Frost. Now that we have like an in archetype, like the difference between searching Olympus with Jolten and searching any other stadium with Jolten is massive. So having an in archetype, an in color way of searching your stadium rune, and then you can also search something else that's pretty useful. It's very nice. I actually like this card quite a bit. Then we have a new Frigicub. This is the first officially revealed of these non-titled new versions of cards. So it's explained in this video, but they share the copy limit with the original version. So you can only run 3 copies total between original Frigicub and this Frigicub. This Frigicub's pretty cool. It's a 4/3, nice stat line. Becomes like a 5/4 under Mountains, which is pretty cool. And you can return a Blizzard from your underworld to your hand. Just every turn that this lives on the field, it can just keep getting back Blizzard. Now, Blizzard is a fairly expensive card to use over and over, but clearing back row is pretty good. And it can be like discard fodder for stuff like Aurora Borealis, so that's a pretty cool application you could do with it. This card does feel pretty good. I'm not sure if it's going to be completely worth it at this stage, but I do like this card. And like this is a type of, this and Brumelinks are like a type of engine that's like, because like Brumelinks gets the Blizzard into rotation, then Frigicub is able to recycle it constantly. This is a type of engine that would be really good if we get like some runes that have like a powerful effect for less spirits than you would otherwise have to pay, but they have a discard cost attached to them. The current cards that we have with discard costs attached to them aren't very good. They're pretty bad, to be honest. But if we start getting like really good cards with those sorts of costs, the value of an engine like this goes up a ton. And then, of course, to go alongside Frigicub, we have a new form of Shiverroar. So this Shiverroar is a 7/5, just like the original, double Frost. And you can expend a Frost in order to special cast a Frigicub from your underworld with Frost. That's pretty good. Flooding the board is just like a really nice thing to just be doing inherently. And Frigicubs, especially with Mountains up, are able to get like some pretty good stat lines going. Pretty nice card. And then also has the effect that when you cast Blizzard, you can target and destroy an Elestral. So you just get to turn your Blizzards into Earthquakes, so you have like more use cases for cycling the Blizzards with Frigicub. I like this little engine quite a bit. I'm not sure it's going to be good enough right now, but I can very easily see this engine being good at some point in the future. Shiverroar being a 2-cost that doesn't have a special ascension condition isn't too big of a deal, because Frost has like a ton of ways of just cycling, just accelerating to an ascension. Like you have Tadflow, you have Infrostrix, tons of ways of just getting there. So I'm a pretty big fan of this little Blizzard engine. I will probably be experimenting with it. We now have like a ton of guys in Frost that have that 4 attack stat that we were really missing before. Still waiting for a 5. But we do have a bunch of 4 attack stats now. So that is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. As for set codes, these two are at 60 and 61, which is the 2 next slots after the Broomlinks. Now we will talk about the full implications of that in one more moment, because we have one more card. Because Trishula over at the Caster's Corner got to do a solar reveal today. And we know we're actually getting solar reveals tomorrow, because at the end of the video there's like a little silhouette of Soulbell. So Soulbell is probably getting a champion form, or just like a non-titled new form. But here we have Exaltus, champion of Apollo. Exaltus is pretty similar in a lot of ways to the Exaltair champion of Hermes that we saw earlier. So Exaltus, champion of Apollo, is a 3/2. It's still an ethereal, so it can be searched by original Exaltus. Same stat line as original Exaltus. When an Elestral in your field is destroyed in battle, you just get the special casted out from your hand, which makes it really good Ascension fodder. And it also gives Solar Nexus decks that would be running original Exaltus and like Lust Dragon and stuff like that, a really easy way to go over the top of 5s, because any turn in which you foretold, so like any turn that you've resolved Apollo's effect or Nebulio's effect, you just get +3 attack on this Exaltus. Still full of Suspectaris, but this is a pretty cool attribute for a card to have. It not being live like ever on your opponent's turn, unless they give us like some crazy good counter rune that foretells as just an incidental thing it does. It's like makes it a lot worse than Exaltair. But that special cast condition is a lot stronger than the first effect on Exaltair. So I guess it all balances out in the end. Pretty cool card. But this is number 67. Which puts it all the way down here. That probably means that we maybe have one more lunar card. But no, actually, we probably can't get another lunar card. Because the thing is, Elestrals tend to be ordered based on the size of their Ascension line. So 3 stage Ascension lines go first, and 2 stage Ascension lines, and 1 stage Ascension lines. So there being only one slot between this Exaltus and the champion lunar stuff, which as far as we've seen has been first in every element before all the other non-champion stuff. That means that this number 68 has to be another solar card. It almost certainly is going to be another solar card. So lunar maybe has like another 1 cost down here. But I think it's pretty likely that these 2 slots are both runes. Like either both earth runes or like an Omni and an earth. But that's kind of unfortunate for lunar. There's only like 4 or 5 new Elestrals. But like Avoid is a really good addition. So like it's not too much to complain about there. And they're just already in a really good place. So like they don't really need the help. The question is, so like our Frost currently ends here at number 61, sorry. Solar's here. At least these 2 slots will be taken up by the new Soulbell line. So the question is, how many of these 3 slots are going to Solar, and how many of them are going to Frost? Actually, probably at least one of them is going to Frost, because I'm pretty sure we already have Morphrost Chimera form confirmed for this set. So number 62 is probably Morphrost Chimera form, and then after that we get solar stuff. So like we get a 2-cost Ascension, a 2-stage Ascension 9, a 2-stage Ascension 9, and then Exaltus, and then one more 1-cost. I could really easily see that. Yeah. Actually, something very interesting to talk about. Let me pull up the Constellation binder real quick. Binders. Shard stars. Okay, so this down here is most likely Harpy, but this over here, this is a lunar colored Elestral that we don't have yet. And this, like, the design doesn't look like a one cost. It is probably part of a multiple stage Ascension line, which there isn't room for in this set anymore. However, that lunar pack, based on the constellation order, is the very last one. It is month 12, releasing in like October, I believe. So, this is something I thought might happen back when people figured out that these two were probably new. This one is so far back in the schedule that that it could just be a set 6 card. Because set 6 will be out, or yeah, it should be out. Yeah, it should be out September. This should be coming out October or maybe September. But it'll be coming out around that time. So this is probably actually a set 6 Elestral now. That's pretty cool. Also, something that might be worth considering. What if one of the focus divines is solar? And this Celestia, which is supposed to be, this would be month 11, if I recall correctly, for this Celestia. This Celestia could be a champion Celestia. That would be really cool, because we already have like a bunch of alt arts for original Celestia. We don't need more alt arts of original Celestia. So it would be really cool if this was a champion one instead. It is late enough in the schedule for that, for a champ Celestia to happen in set 6. And for this to be that. Alright, that's some cool stuff. We had a good talk today. This was a good time talking about new cards, PogChamp. With that said, this is Henry Church, signing off.